This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Wednesday. It's a freaking Christmas Eve. You can tell I'm excited. I'm all decked out. My shirt's got reindeer, snowmen, and Christmas trees on it. I'm having my last cup of eggnog with you guys on the show tonight. We only get 30 sweet noggy days until the government takes it away from us again. So we gotta make the most of it. I'm in not give a fuck mode for the holidays. That's the way I like to do the holidays. I'm not going to do a show tomorrow or Friday because people have got better things to do than watching my stupid ass. And I've got better things to do than talk about dumb fucks on the internet on Christmas. So for the holidays, smoke them if you got them. Do stick around to the end of the show. We've got several holiday-themed stories we're going to talk about, including a dude who has like a museum of Christmas artifacts in his house. We're going to take a tour of his house. The FBI once classified It's a Wonderful Life as communist propaganda. Because that's the right-wing hellscape that we live in. We're going to watch some video from the Turning Point's USA Ball, which I'm sure is following all COVID restrictions. I got some hilarious video of a guy in Wuhan trying to get out of the quarantine zone and what they do to him. You're going to fucking love that. We've got some Cope cringe. As always, that's always on the menu nowadays. We're a month and a half more out from the fucking election, and right-wingers still haven't accepted it. It's communist propaganda, at least according to J. Edgar Hoover. We're going to talk about that. Website threatening U.S. officials. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. We've had the hack story in the news ever since I think it was over the weekend when the details of the widespread hack of the U.S. governmental systems was exposed. Then I must not have seen it yet. I try to keep up with these things. But now what was breaking right before we came on the air was Trump has issued a new slew of pardons and commutations. I didn't even get to see who all was on the list because this just happened minutes ago.
We have more breaking news in tonight. The President of the United States just issuing a slew of new...
See, even she broke up about
Brown in Washington for us once again this evening. Pam, who's on the list?
Okay, the president
you just made the list
against the Russia investigation tonight by rewarding two former advisors indicted by special counsel Robert Mueller, issuing full pardons to his former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who was convicted
fucking
for financial crimes.
If you have heard about the shit that Manafort was into, it should upset you.
Also on this list, just released from the White House, Jared Kushner's father, Charles Kushner. Let's take through these. Paul Manafort and Roger Stone. They were indicted by special counsel Robert Mueller, went to trial, convicted by juries of multiple crimes. Investigators say Manafort broke the cooperation agreement by lying to them. Roger Stone never cooperated after lying to Congress to protect the president and has never shown remorse. So now both men are being rewarded by the president for their loyalty.
For keeping their mouths shut, for not rolling over on him. God damn. And now people were awful happy with him today because of his coming out last night and saying that he was for the $2,000 payments. I'm happy with the way the Democrats responded for once. They were spot on with their messaging, came right out. Because the tweet that he sent out that had the thing about the $2,000 payments, that happened about an hour before the stream started last night. We watched the video. I don't even want to start unpacking that. I don't have much respect for anybody that wants to speak in bumper sticker slogans about something as complex as societal structures and governmental systems. So if you want to have a little snazzy piece of rhetoric, go for it. I don't think it does us much good in actually implementing policy. Democracy is tyranny by the vocal masses. It's not snazzy though, because once you apply any bit of scrutiny to it, it falls right apart. And that's one of the reasons why, this is why I called it rhetoric. And it's not effective rhetoric either. I'm sorry. That's my job, son. You're on the scrutiny stream. We're going to scrutinize everything. Democrats, fucking Republicans will just play videos of them and go like, hey, look at how stupid they fucking are. Scrutinize Democrats. That might be what matters to you. Everybody has different value systems. What matters to you doesn't necessarily matter as much to me. I'm glad it matters to you, though, sir. Democrats hitting back. Calling Trump's bluff, saying they will approve $2,000 direct checks. Now, what I'm hoping on this is they've already passed the bill. I had to explain this to people today on the internet. The coronavirus relief bill, I'm putting that in quotations here. The coronavirus relief bill was attached to the appropriations spending bill to fund the government for the next year. So there's been a lot of people, and I'm getting ready to play a clip of somebody here in just a second, a dumb fuck right-winger, that have been talking about a lot of the wasteful things. Foreign aid has been one of the things I've seen go around, but that wasn't in the coronavirus relief bill. That was in the government funding spending bill. Well, I mean, I'm gonna prove it, man. I'm explaining something to you because Cliff Maloney doesn't seem to understand that point, because here he is on Fox Business.
Project. This is all the out-of-touch things we see from D.C., like giving billions of dollars out in foreign aid, but then thinking 600 hours to the American citizens is worth it. Two things I got. Trump, whatever you do, continue to destroy or just kind of redefine what it is for these parties. That's an opening for liberty.
See, he is conflating two things that are completely different. He's upset about something, the foreign aid, that's in the actual spending bill for funding the government, not the coronavirus relief bill that was attached onto it. Now, if I didn't have ethics, if I was unscrupulous and I wanted to make a lot of money, I would be right wing. That is definitely the more lucrative path for me, especially with my style and how abrasive I am. Holy shit. Right-wingers would eat me up. Let's go watch the video for my Patreon. Like, it's all about how if I was to turn right-winger, I would I would clean up. I'd be rich as fuck. But I'm not going to. I am most certainly not an unscrupulous and unethical shill. I am a man with a very strong opinion and a decent broadcasting voice and some snazzy equipment that has been facing an uphill battle in his 20 years in the media business, and has just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go completely independent. Because the last time I made an attempt to have a show on a political talk show on an AM station about 5 years ago, I was told point blank, you will have to go out and sell your advertising if you want to have the show that you want to do. And the reason why is because you can't have my viewpoint and be on a commercial station. The people that they sell ads to normally are car lots, your doctor's offices, shit like the Rotary Club in a smaller town aren't going to advertise on my show. You have to go out, you have to find the local restaurants and the bars, the head shops, shit like that. And you have to actually do a job of selling. Local media companies are lazy as fuck. They don't want to have to go out and sell. They want to call up McDonald's and see how many fucking national spots they can sell without having to leave their fucking office. Who the fuck is Bill Curtis? I never claimed to be Bill Curtis. I am Justin freaking Mullins. I've told the story before. I did a funny newscast back around 2006, and there was a story about McDonald's, and an employee had knocked like some razor blades over into a McMuffin, and like they served the McMuffin, somebody bit into it and cut themselves on the razor blade, and I did the story about it. And the song I played under it was Bryan Adams' Cuts Like a Knife. Nah, nah. So, like the ad rep for the dude that had the McDonald's account comes into my studio. It's like, hey man, can you take that news report off where they're talking about McDonald's? I'm like, why? And that is one of the reasons why commercial media is so corrosive. Just little things like that. I did a funny fucking news story that was 100% true. Salesperson comes in like, hey, can you take that off? That was one of the better ones I did. I'm still laughing over that. Dude bit into a McMuffin with a razor blade in it. It cuts like a knife. That's the reason why I'm 100% independent now. No advertising revenue to sway my opinion. That's why when you listen to these fucks, Cliff Maloney from fucking Young Americans for Liberty, looking like SpongeBob SquarePants up in here. When you listen to this dumb fuck speak, you got to understand where his opinions are coming from. It's financed by people like the Mercers. Used to be the Koch brothers, but now like one's dead and one repented. He's feeding you bullshit. They're all feeding you bullshit.
And a little Christmas present for those of us that believe in the Constitution. On your way out, give a big...
It's just always for us that believe in the Constitution. You never even cite anything in the fucking Constitution. It's just another goddamn bumper sticker that the right wing loves to use. Oh, the Constitution. You can't even fucking tell me anything that's in the goddamn Constitution. I asked you to name an amendment, and I'm sure you're going to say the Second Amendment. I can actually tell you what's fucking in it. Unlike a right-winger. They drape themselves in the flag. They call themselves patriots. They've got no clue what the fuck they're talking about. It's all meaningless goddamn rhetoric, and that's what I'm so sick of. I'm sick of your snazzy sound bites. I'm sick of your bumper sticker phrases. No substance to it. SpongeBob SquarePants over here, and he's proud of himself. Look at that face he's making.
Give a big thumbs up, if you will, to Edward Snowden and Ross Ulbricht. A little pardon. You want to set off the surveillance state and the deep state. That's the way to do it.
Trump should pardon Snowden. I hope it happens. I don't have any faith that it will happen, because how does it benefit Trump? Everything has to be talked about through the lens of how Trump would see it. Like, as we're getting ready to talk about the $2,000 and his veto of the defense spending bill, the Defense Authorization Act. Trump trashes McConnell to fellow Republicans. Lashed out at Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Monday night for acknowledging Joe Biden won the election, sending a slide to... We saw this when he held up the visual aid that he had. The tweet that he sent about Mitch McConnell. And it had along with the poll. I don't ever remember the polls for that race ever being that close. By the way. So I have no clue what fucking graph he was showing. Oh, and the robocall that he made in the fall. Sadly, Mitch forgot, reads the top of the slide sent to Republican senators by Trump's personal assistant. Written in red for emphasis. He was the first one off the ship. Does that mean that he knows it's a sinking ship? Also with the pardons, does that mean it's set in for Trump that he knows that he lost and he is leaving in less than a month? I'm not sure if he's aware of these things. But the fact that he's issuing the pardons would seem to indicate that he is. Also carried a subtle warning to other Republicans who may follow suit as the president grasps at the last straws of his election fraud claim. Why would I be happy with Biden? Right-wingers are morons, whether there's a D or an R out from their name. I was never a Biden supporter. I'm happy that the conversation is going to be elevated. I'm happy that I'm not just going to be sitting here playing videos of Trump saying dumb shit and going, hey, look at this dumb fuck. If you think Joe Biden is a communist, you're an absolute dumb fuck. And you want to talk about a pedo, I can show you the court documents. If you think Jeffrey Epstein didn't hang himself, then I'm here to tell you that Trump was the one that had a hand in it. I guess anything is possible if you just make up shit. Sure, pal. Now, Newt Gingrich said something kind of interesting. Says Democrats and Republicans live in alternative worlds. You know, like how some people think that Jeff Epstein is hanging out in Israel. But it's interesting that Gingrich says this while he's saying that he won't accept that Biden is the president. Won't accept that Biden's the president. Thinks Republicans and Democrats live in alternative realities. In an op-ed titled "Why I Will Not Accept Joe Biden as President," former House Speaker Newt Gingrich writes that his unwillingness to accept the election result rises from an outrage he says he previously hasn't felt. They're all up in their feelings here. These cucks need a safe space from the truth. Gingrich wrote that he'd been asked by a smart friend of mine why he couldn't accept Biden's win over President Trump. As I thought about it, I realized my anger and fear were not narrowly focused on votes. Anger and fear. Gingrich wrote in an op-ed published Monday in the Washington Times, "My unwillingness to relax and accept that the election was over grew out of a level of outrage and alienation unlike anything I'd experienced in more than 60 years involvement in public affairs." Your outrage over what, you fat fuck? That you lost a fair election? Holy fuck! Gingrich also said the two parties and liberals and conservatives live in alternative worlds. Yes, we do! You have more than 74 million voters who supported President Trump despite everything. Yeah. It's mind-boggling. And given the election mess, the number could easily be significantly higher. No, it's not. All the audits we've seen, all the recounts, have given more votes to Biden. So if we were to do an audit at every fucking level, I would say Biden won by more. The truth is, tens of millions of Americans are deeply alienated and angry. I'm sorry. Facts don't care about your fucking feelings, snowflake. You're angry and alienated. What the fuck? A grown man is saying this about the political landscape in this country. This man used to wield significant power. The fucking former Speaker of the House. Leader of the Gingrich Revolution. Holy fuck. The Gingrich Revolution was just a bunch of assholes coming to power, being bullies on Capitol Hill, and then crying after they got punched in the nose for being bullies. Fuck Newt Gingrich. If Mr. Biden governs from the left, in what fucking world is Joe Biden going to govern from the left? This is what I'm talking. He does live in an alternate reality if he thinks Joe Biden is of the left. And apparently we're going to see this backlash. That's that's the rest of his quote. And he will almost certainly be forced to. That number will grow rapidly and we will win a massive election in 2022. His assertion there is that there's going to be this backlash to this leftist movement which doesn't goddamn exist. Why do I never hear right-wingers talking about, oh, we can't go too far right, we'll get a backlash from the left? Even though that's exactly what's happened. More people have voted Democrat overwhelmingly for the past 15 years, but thanks to gerrymandering, the Electoral College, shit's been completely out of whack. Absolute crap. And all those quotes I just read, Newt Gingrich presented no evidence, no reason why he shouldn't accept Joe Biden as the president. Just his feels. He feels angry and alienated. That's some real white guy privilege bullshit. That's just insane. And why anybody would stand behind this fat fuck, if I remember correctly, cheated on his wife. Hypocritical as fuck. No. You right-wingers are pumped full of propaganda to scare you about the issues of race and class until you get fascist. You can't even define communism. You definitely live in an alternative reality. More crying right-wingers. Milo Yiannopoulos swears vengeance on the Republican Party. Let's see. Yes, here we go. This is what Milo had to say on Parler. Burn the Republican Party to the fucking ground. Trump's SCOTUS appointments were pointless. We defended a selfish clown for nothing. Admits he's a selfish fucking clown. This is admitting they tried to pack the Supreme Court to subvert our democracy. I lost everything helping to put Trump in office. My life and career were completely destroyed. Was it worth it? No. By the way, never take personal responsibility. I get told all the time that right-wingers are the people that take personal responsibility. Never, ever does one of them ever take personal responsibility. His life and career were completely destroyed because of Trump. Not because of the shit that he said. And now he's all in his fee-fees. And he will have his vengeance. I am dedicating the rest of my life to the destruction of the Republican Party. Milo, you and I, we have the same exact mission in life. Let's work together, brother. I'm down with it. I am dedicating the rest of my life to the destruction of the Republican Party. Because this is now the third time that Democrats are going to have to come in and fix the fucking bullshit. Third time in my lifetime that Democrats have had to come in and fix the economy after Republicans destroyed it. We never get to make any actual progress because we're in this weird fucking cycle of switching back and forth between neoliberalism and fascism. How about a little more copium? Pastor Robert Henderson. This was posted on like Monday. This was over the weekend. I'm assuming taking place after the SCOTUS smacking down the absurd case that Texas tried to bring.
We petition the courts and we ask, Lord.
They want that shit in writing. That is not how you write a friend of the court brief, motherfucker, and submit it. It's not like sending a Snapchat. They want that shit in writing. In the proper form, too. I filed some paperwork in a courtroom. A year and a half ago. They gave me the plaintiff form when I was the defendant or whatever the fuck in some civil matter. Same exact form, but it had the wrong word on top of it. They would not accept it. I had to redo that entire form. So I assure you that your little video message, it may be good enough for your God, but a court clerk isn't going to accept that sloppy work.
Of heaven as it has been ordained in the councils of heaven that President Donald J. Trump
tax the churches.
Reset and shall be reseated.
Holy fuck, he's crying.
President of the United States of America. You, Lord, will arise and you will cause my president,
get this man some help.
Donald J. Trump.
This is a psychotic break. I don't really feel good laughing about this.
And to be received, Jesus.
But I'm sure he asked for money.
Would you
so
grant that it would be done, Lord?
You know, he's also doing it in furtherance of fascism. Breaking down crying.
And to be received, Jesus. Would you grant that it would be done, Lord?
Amen. Oh, fucking religious people. They really piss me off. And I think this is a group of religious people doing something stupid. Probably going to piss us off. Christian prayer group and Native Americans face off at Ohio's Serpent Mound. Let's get a little bit of the backstory before we actually watch this. Deputies were called Sunday when a Christian prayer group and Native Americans faced off Sunday at the Great Serpent Mound, the Native American National Historic Site in southern Ohio. The Native American leader who was there says they were trying to protect a sacred site that belonged to their ancestors. The leader of the prayer group says the mound is a place where dark energy is released into the world. Oh, great. This motherfucker thinks Native Americans are some kind of pagan dark energy shit. I'm not calling the Indians dark. Dave Dubenmeyer told the Inquirer. This has nothing to do with Indians. First of all, they're not Indians. God damn. Indians are from India. Dubenmeyer leads Past the Salt Ministries. See what he did there? That's a pun. You know, the salt of the earth, past the salt. All right, let's Oh, this is from their perspective. This is the Christian Past the Salt Ministries, I guess. From their perspective, we're saying. Their production. The Salt and Light Brigade.
No, you don't.
Many of them here.
No, you don't.
So just please stay off the line.
Okay, didn't know we were allowed.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't know. It's okay.
Forgive us.
So you'll see here, there's your signs, and just stay on the path and everything's going to be fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
you're welcome. Thank you.
You have is and the faith that you have. It's amazing.
It's great, isn't it? It's great.
I had trouble coming here because I know what we're coming up against. But you're
That dopamine
gave me the strength.
drips on your spinal cord. It is indeed great. I prefer to get mine
Power the wicked one in Jesus.
from marijuana and not fucking the mass
Derek.
delusion of religion myself.
Stay together, brother. Yeah, stay together.
That's the tail end right here.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
I'll stay between us.
That guy wanted some authority just because he's head of an Indian organization, right?
But to each his own, right? Until you do shit like go out,
Taking place right here. This is the egg.
spew some racist
Ready to
nonsense
be swallowed.
to some Native Americans on a sacred site of
Told
theirs.
us that we really wanted to see something. We were able to walk down there because there's like a headstone down there to this whole thing as well. Through here into this valley.
Holy water that I whipped up this morning.
I want to see some confrontation.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna dump it right on that.
Now that I should have checked it out to see if this actually includes the confrontation. They might not, if it makes them look bad, they might not include that in their video.
Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, said Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him,
I don't understand the purpose of going up and using your spells and incantations on a piece of land, personally. I think you're all fucking crazy.
All that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world.
Amen. The works are broken, and as it came into your mind to go astray from your God, so endeavor yourselves 10 times more to turn again and to seek Him. In Jesus' name,
Thank you, Jesus.
Abba Father. Amen.
Is that like a shofar or some shit? The ram's horn?
Can you hold it? Hold it. Thank you, Lord. Keep going, keep going.
Like, is this some weird voodoo shit? If you're not raised around this stuff, if you're not exposed to this shit as a kid, and then you just come across it, like, it's so fucking weird. I had a friend that took me to a church when I was in high school. And, like, he did not tell me that they spoke in tongues there. And the congregation got up and started speaking in tongues, falling to the ground. I flipped the fuck out and then started laughing. Don't take me somewhere and not warn me about what's going on. I'd never seen anybody speak in tongues before. Fall at the fucking altar, act like they're goddamn possessed.
Land and examine Dan's relationship with you.
We reject and renounce every act that diminishes your greatness. I ask that those well-deserved curses from your throne also be sent to the cross of Christ.
It's
Further reject
incantations.
Destroy the power of every. However, we also know that this indescribable violence is honor given to.
Well, this video wasn't fun. I was hoping
I ask you to cleanse us.
we'd get to see the confrontation. Oh, is this it? Here we go. Here we go. Pagans try to prevent prayer.
We mute that. Lord, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
You have no right to be here doing ceremony.
Hallelujah.
Any ceremony. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Oh, so these are natives.
You need to leave. You have no right, no business doing this on this sacred site where our ancestors are buried. You're not going any further.
Michelle, stay right here. Stay right here. Stay right
You're not going any further. Don't call me cousin. I ain't your cousin. I'm the executive director of American Indian Movement for the state of Ohio. You ain't going nowhere.
Don't touch me.
You're the one pushing me.
Don't touch me.
You're the one pushing me.
Don't touch me.
Getting up in his face, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
No, come on. Phil.
Hey.
Do we come to your burial ground?
Get off.
We don't come to your cemeteries.
Get off.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. Like, what would these motherfuckers think?
Wait a minute. Nope. Last time.
What do you think?
Wait.
What do you think?
If natives started like trampling all over their churches and shit.
Dude.
Relax.
They told me to get out of the way on my own land.
You own this.
Goddamn right, stand up to
Show me your
him.
deed. Show me your deed. It's our birthright. Show me your deed. It's our birthright.
Well, also he doesn't know much about natives, you know.
No, you're not.
Public land. It's public land.
It's our sacred site.
It's public land.
It's our sacred site.
Public land.
It's our sacred site.
This land will be taken in the name of Jesus. Okay.
Taken in the name of Jesus.
Long time ago.
Out of my way.
And you people still keep taking it. You people keep taking it.
No, we're not taking nothing.
Bullshit.
No, we're not.
You rape our ancestors. You rape our land. No.
Watch out behind you.
Yes, Jesus does love us as much as he loves you. However,
That's true.
Got to be sticking their big religious dicks and everything.
You're doing ceremony, and you know that. You know Chief Barnes called you.
Yeah, I spoke to Chief Barnes yesterday. I did. I spoke to him yesterday. So, if I...
I'm sure the cops are on the side of the Christian
It's not
assholes.
gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, this ain't gonna happen.
Well, you might call Chief Barnes then.
Guys, please. This is Shawnee territory. Shawnee land. This is their sacred site.
You need to get out of my pathway.
And I can't believe this is the Christians filming themselves being bullies.
We're an executive director.
Put their branding and everything
But
on
then
it.
go to your church.
No.
Go to church.
This is church
and
here
stay.
today.
No,
This is church
you go to
today.
your church.
No, you need to get out of my way.
You go to your church.
Listen. No.
Go to your church. What do you mean no harm?
we love you too. Please be respectful.
What?
And leave.
You're the ones not being respectful.
Sir, please leave.
You asked me. That's good. Okay.
You have no business. What are you doing?
That's what I'm trying to do. Just be respectful of each other.
He has no. They have no
You
respect.
notice I'm just walking.
He's trying to stay on the path, then.
Yeah. So let me go. Now, why is it you got a whole town?
No, I will not come with you. I will not disrespect my elders.
Just more privileged white people think they can do whatever the fuck they want. Absolute bullshit. It's a mentality that seems to run through the religious people, the right-wingers. Here's some video from Charlie Kirk. This is the Turning Point USA Leadership Ball.
You're the voice for the next generation.
That's at Madison Cawthorn, I think. Is his name?
Cawthorn. You know, one thing I love about being a Republican is I'm sure there's some
I believe this happened earlier in the week.
Allowed to lift a guy in a wheelchair up on stage like that, but we believe in deregulation, so it works out very well. But Charlie touched on a really...
What does that even mean when they say we believe in deregulation? What do you want to deregulate? Why do you want to deregulate it?
I was inspired by James Madison to do so.
I constantly get into arguments with right-wingers about that. They want to get rid of the EPA or shit. Okay, well tell me why. For what reason? Right-wingers always want to act like they're against corporations and against big business. Yet you're against regulation. I wonder who else is against regulation. It's almost big business, corporations. So you've got this faux populism about you.
He was 25 when he stood up to run. Stood up to help run this country. And just as, as conservatives, we like to remove...
Well, the live expectancy was like 40 at the time. Madison.
To wait in line, or the establishment tells us there's a certain way this is done. Well, I'm sure that many of you, just like me, would look around and say, well, who are we in line behind? Because they have nothing
This is another
good job.
Right-wing nut job,
and
piece of shit like Dan Crenshaw.
Family in our country who was not part of the...
I can't... There was already multiple allegations against... I think one of them was like sexual harassment.
Wait in line before you try and come in and run our entire country. And of course, I'm talking...
It might have been like revenge porn or some shit like that.
But
he's just another slimy piece of shit that's going to hide behind an injury.
She's incredible.
Just like Dan Crenshaw. And I would give anything to be able to piss in Dan Crenshaw's eye hole.
She has been in New York raising a family. Imagine being a conservative in New York. And not just being a conservative.
I would give anything for that opportunity. That's what I want for Christmas.
The Trump News Network and would bring real news.
You want to get me a present?
Because we knew the
you bring Dan Crenshaw here to my apartment, here in my fucking living room with a bow, and let me piss in his open eye hole.
Every single one of us. So everybody, please join me in welcoming Laura Trump.
So I had Charlie Kirk introduce Madison Cawthorn to introduce Laura Trump.
All right, Turning Point.
I would not want to be at a ball with any of these people.
That I know is very obvious to everyone in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight is far from finished, okay?
No, it absolutely is. This just happened a couple days ago.
This fight.
For sure, the Supreme Court turned down the case.
That Joe Biden got 81 million people to go vote for him.
Yes, because your father-in-law is that fucking hated. Laura.
Donald J. Trump win this election in a landslide.
No. Lost it in a landslide.
Well, we all know it, and here's the good news.
And we're infected with Trumps now because she is going to be a congressperson from North Carolina, more than likely.
Puts people in places at certain
and
times.
That's sad.
And I meant by that Donald Trump was the man for the job for the past 4 years as president.
Oh, yeah. The man that got over 300,000 people killed from a virus, completely preventable. All right, so this dude tried to get around one of the checkpoints in Wuhan. You're gonna love this. This video is great. This is what happens to a Chinese anti-masker liberty motherfucker. Guess he had a fever.
配合点赞，谁配合点赞？配合喜欢配合点赞。好。
Well, at least they don't have a tank.
到这儿了。有点暴动，配合点赞。往别那边。往那边。配合点赞。放开我！放开我！好，同学，上次在里面影片，发言人被车辆。
I wish somebody would do that to Charlie fucking Kirk. Damn, they take it seriously. And this is why life is cautious but somewhat normal over there. Take that shit seriously. It's not living in fear, it's understanding risk management. One more time, though. Take him away, boys. All right. So now on to our Christmas stories to finish up the evening. It's a Wonderful Life was once considered communist propaganda by the FBI. Because as our friend Major Plausible so aptly pointed it out, right-wingers are so goddamn dumb that anything short of full-on fascism is communist to them. So of course a movie like It's a Wonderful Life would be considered communist propaganda. Now I've never seen the movie in its entirety. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I'm actually going to watch It's a Wonderful Life for the first time this year. I upgraded to a 4K TV this year. And I have a collection of 4K movies. It's a Wonderful Life is one of the ones that I have in 4K that I'm going to partake on. Probably on Christmas Day. J. Edgar Hoover's communist agents thought it was a Trojan horse sneaking anti-American propaganda to the masses. Just this feel-good story. Because it takes place, I was in the play when I was a kid. I barely remember it. It takes place during the Great Depression, right? There's a run on the banks. Like he's trying to get his money out of the bank, right? And he's feeling like a fuck up. J. Edgar Hoover's communist hunting agents thought it was a Trojan horse. This argument was compiled in a memo written by an unnamed special agent in the FBI's Los Angeles field office about communist infiltration of the motion picture industry. I want to know what its supporting evidence was. The FBI claimed that two of its screenwriters, Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett, were very close to known communists, and on one occasion in the recent past, practically lived with known communists, and were observed eating lunch every day with known communists. That's all it was. That's their supporting argument for why It's a Wonderful Life was communist propaganda. An agent watched the movie and wrote a report claiming it represented a rather obvious attempt to discredit bankers. By, telling the story of the actual goddamn market crash. The report said the film cast Lionel Barrymore, the Scrooge type, so that he would be the most hated man in the picture. Yes. For those of you who aren't aware, films have what they call antagonists and protagonists. The protagonist being the good guy. The antagonist being, you know, the one setting in motion the strife. That's the reason for the film. God damn. On its face, that's true. The plot wouldn't work if the crowd were cheering for Potter to repossess Bailey's business. But the FBI agent claimed that according to informants, this was a common trick used by communists. The common trick used by, you know, writers. The report claimed the movie deliberately maligned the upper class, attempting to show the people who had money were mean and despicable characters. The FBI argued the movie could have portrayed Mr. Potter as following the rules as laid down by the state bank examiners in connection with making loans. Though the film was deemed subversive, not much came of the investigation. The FBI gave a report to the House Un-American Activities Committee, an investigative subcommittee of the House of Representatives established to suss out organizations and individuals with suspected communist ties. I only hope that every time a right-winger says something stupid, an angel gets its wings. That's my one hope for this Christmas. Now, usually I rag on cops, and I had a whole section that I skipped over for this show about cops, and I was going to bitch about cops. Because if there's one thing I love in this world, it's bitching about cops. And, if you ever hear that I committed suicide or that I OD'd, that's not true. A cop shot me in the head. Please seek vengeance for me. If you hear that I choked on some food or had a heart attack trying to do some sort of activity in my apartment, that probably happened. If you hear that I committed suicide or that I OD'd, that didn't happen. That was the cops. Avenge me. I fuck with the local PD on a daily basis. One of these days, I'm going to get my comeuppance. But in this instance, I'm going to give a cop some props. The Chesterfield police chief has offered to pay the adoption fees for any pets remaining in the shelter. And I fucking look at this sugar plum. This fucking face on Claus here. Oh my God. I hope Holly is not sad. She looks sad. I hope that's just the way her face looks. I hope she's not sad. Claus over here looks really fucking cute though. I'm very happy. So, Police Chief Colonel Jeffrey S. Katz, dude, good on you. All cops are bastards, but this Christmas you did something fucking stand up. Oh, little puppy. So yeah, not often you're going to hear me. They still need to be defunded. I still watch them shoot too many fucking dogs. All cops are still bastards. But Jeffrey Katz, good on you, dude. All right, last story of the night before we break for the Christmas holiday.
Everything else.
This is from Travis Collins, the Collins Winter Wonderland.
I hope everyone is doing well.
2020.
Everyone very healthy and safe.
This motherfucker goes all out.
What I've created this year, and I hope that you all enjoy it.
We didn't get a good look at the outside, though.
Started a new collection with glass ornaments, so of course I had to get its own tree.
This motherfucker got a tree in every room. I don't even have a tree. I contemplated it. I contemplated getting a tree and putting it right there. Right there in that spot.
We also added a new member of our family this year, Sparky. So of course Sparky gets his own tree, which I'm sure.
This motherfucker's got one in every room.
And come on in to Mrs. Claus.
I couldn't even be bothered to put one up. I'm gonna make some gingerbread cookies tonight, though. That's a nice kid. I want a kitchen like that, goddammit.
I'm always hungry when I come in here.
I bet.
Candy and sweets. Of course, I'm always craving candy and chocolate and good.
I want your kitchen, dude. It's making me jealous of his like big gigantic kitchen. I like to cook. I'm gonna be cooking my ass off over the next couple of days.
Christmas out here.
My grandmother always made ribs for Christmas. So I continue that tradition
everywhere that I possibly can.
I'll be making my own barbecue sauce from scratch.
Right. This may
got a
be my
giant pile
room.
of tomatoes over there ready to go.
I absolutely love my new Santa. I do not want to take him down.
I want to see the outside. If I spent that much fucking time decorating shit,
And to take over. Upside down tree.
I sure as shit wouldn't take it down. I don't want to see the outside of the house.
And they actually, they have their own bases. They don't hang. I mean, you can get some that do hang. Mine do not. They have their own bases. And they.
There's not enough room to stand in there and take a piss.
Oh, jolly old Saint Nick himself. So this year in here we have Star Wars.
I want to see the outside of the house. It's some bougie people shit too. Man, you could have fed how many families with the amount of money you spent on these decorations?
As we come down, this is the kids' playroom. It's also my version of Whoville.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Like I said, I love all Christmas.
I hate to be judgmental and everything.
Very favorite of mine, so.
It's not this individual guy's fault.
I have Whoville down here.
It's the system that we live in.
I always love to look for
It's a lot of
items or
that's a
paintings,
lot of fucking money just on Christmas decorations.
statues. They just mean a lot knowing that someone created that. Now this is our family tree with ornaments that.
At least it sounds like he's getting a lot of shit that's handcrafted,
pictures, things that people have
made by
given us
local
throughout the
artists and
year,
shit though.
Of years, I'm sorry.
But you have to like if you don't get somebody to make you something. There's only so many mass-produced products out there. There's not a lot to fucking choose from.
And here is another favorite of mine.
I was looking at floor lamps not that long ago. There's only like fucking 2 designs of floor lamps.
It's one of the most magical places you can be.
Unless you get over like $300.
And
you want a $50 fucking lamp. They're all the goddamn same.
And then I'll date them so I can always look back and remember that trip and where I got my ornaments from. Christmas, but
I still want to see the outside.
My favorite art. Keep after stay 1 year. I think it was my.
I'm done with all your trees.
I always love getting messages and.
Welcome to my winter wonderland. Come on in and check everything out.
I'm sad. Travis, you got some pictures of your outdoor lights. Okay, here's the outside. Thank you to his brother-in-law, Craig. Let's take a look. Definitely Griswold-esque. Shit, he's got him dancing on the roof. See, I knew the outside had to be cool. I was done just seeing different types of Christmas trees. I wanted to see your light show, man. You're not doing all that on the inside to not have fucking incredible lights on the outside of the house. Travis Collins Designs. He's some kind of fucking interior decorator or some shit, isn't he? I dig the arch. Alright, that's gonna do it for me. Have a Merry freaking Christmas. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you Monday on the Troll Patrol. Live.